futures traders. Today is Friday, June 27th, time 9:30. Trading the Nasdaq Open today using the Quant Alpha strategy. Currently waiting. We have a S3 potential here.
Order submitted.
High volume here. So we're just waiting for the pullback before we get in here.
Order canceled.
Actually, it's not a valid trade. That's why I canceled it. You need at least 80 ticks. We don't have 80 ticks, so we have to wait on this trade, so we won't take that. So we'll just wait patiently for our next valid signal. So
NQ Quant Long.
Right, here's a quant long. We need to see if this closes above the 100 EMA here. And let's just measure here. See if we would have enough ticks. I believe we would. Yeah, 122. This did not close above, so now we'll look for a high volume bar that closes above for an S2 type of trade. It's pretty wicky open right now, so I'm going to exercise some caution here. Anytime you see the bars doing this back and forth quite a bit, it gets pretty volatile, so this may be a good day to not trade. We do have news at 10. If we don't see a clear direction and we continue to see these bars going back and forth, we will not trade. So this will be a good learning when to not trade. So we did have a high volume on this one here, but it did not close above the 100, so not a valid trade still. So we're looking for a long at some point to close above the 100 with a high volume bar.
NQ Quant Short.
All right, we have a quant short. $47 ticks, not good. So the bars are not that big, so we're going to switch to the pre-market. And we're going
Order
to put
submitted.
this because it closed below the 100. And now we'll shoot for a 40 tick target. If the bar closes up, we're going to cancel this order. Yeah.
Order canceled.
Okay, so if this closes above the 100 with a high volume, but it did not. Yeah, the bars are not big, so we'll still stay with the pre-market target of 40 ticks. I'll pause the video until we get into a trade. All right, still nothing. We had this, the quant short is still in play. We're just going to take a look and see what these bars do here.
Order submitted.
Order submitted.
Not sure if this is just a pullback, but the quant short is still in play. All right, we're going to
Order canceled.
Order canceled.
cancel this for now. I think it knows which way it wants to go at this point. All right, we're still in a range, so we're looking for either the S2, which would be a long off of this invalid quant long, or an S1, which would be the short off of the low of this bar. But we have neither right now. So, and we have small bars, and we're kind of stuck in a range. So we'll continue to watch. If this closes with a high volume, then this would be a valid S2 from this invalid long signal. Doesn't look like it though. Well, maybe. We'll get ready just in case. Nope. No volume. So let's walk through this scenario we're waiting for. So we had a quant long, invalid, did not close below the 100. So you wait and see if you have a high volume bar like this that closes above the 100. We then had a quant short, which is valid. However, we do have enough room. So this makes this a valid short potential. However, it would never have taken. So now what we're doing is we're waiting for a valid S2 off of this previous long. So if we have volume that closes above, then we'll take the break of that. But so far, we're not getting any high volume bars. You can see the bars are actually very low in tick counts. Normally, the Nasdaq Open, you have 100 plus tick bars. I think it may be waiting for the 10 o'clock news, to be honest with you. So again, keep the video short. I'll pause. Still no trade. Still in this range here. So we'll patiently wait. Wait for after the news, see what happens, and then if not, we'll call it a day. All right, well, it looks like we're breaking out of this range here. Let's see if this gets a high volume signal here. I think it might. Nope. Do not have any high volume here. Bar is a little bigger. Okay, the news is coming up. 30 seconds. Currently don't have any high volume bars or anything, so no trades. So we're not going to force it. Now we have 10 seconds. Let's see what the news has any impact. Yep. Be a valid S3 if it's got volume. Does.
Order submitted.
Order submitted. So we place our order above here. It was a 117 tick bar. So we're placing it right above the current high. We're approaching
Order
a high.
filled.
Order filled.
Exit.
Exit.
Order filled.
Order filled. Exit. Okay. We're done. Not going to push it. about $111 per account. So slow day. That's okay. Not every day is going to be huge winners. We're pretty patient with this, as we should be. Quant Alpha did a great job of keeping us patient and out of this choppy area right here in this range. We had the quant long here that was not valid. We had the quant short that was valid. Actually, it was not valid either because we didn't have enough space here. So what we waited for was either the quant short or for an S2 trade, and that's exactly what we just did. We had the high volume from this quant long. It happened to be right at the range, so it was an S2 and an S3. Broke through, moved to break even quickly with the 1 minute. You should do that anyway. And we got about $113 per account. So that's it to wrap up the week. I hope everybody has a great weekend. If you have any questions, as always, you know how to reach me. I'll share with you the final week update for the trade journal, and then we'll call it a day. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you on Monday. Okay, folks, here's the trade journal with the updated trade from today. So June 27th, $111.84. We're now at a win rate for June of 89%. Overall average win rate for the strategy since April 1st, 89%. Today was a test of patience, and Quant Alpha did a great job. It's really important to not rush the trade or force a trade. Yeah, it wasn't a high profit day, but not every day is going to be. You want to make sure that you wait for the right setup to occur like we did. We just waited, and the market played out, and we took the trade, right? We adapted our strategy, our ATM strategy for it, because the bars were not that big, so you just have to look at a lot of different things. If we didn't have a trade this morning, I was okay to call it. So always have a time limit on it as well. Mine's usually an hour. I like to not trade past 10:30 Eastern, but just be patient. So far, the strategy has kept us in a good place so far, right? Just make sure that you're very cautious and look at the volatility and look at where your support and resistance areas are, and just wait for the signal to come. Don't force it. Don't look for something that's not there. Be extremely patient like we were. Anyway, have a great weekend. I will be back at it on Monday. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to shoot me a message on Discord and email. Just leave a comment. Happy to answer as many as I can get to. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the content. Please like and subscribe if you did, and I will be back at it with you on Monday.